Not exactly sure what happened to me last night. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear me because my forgot the 3.5mm to lightning adapter, so I'm actually not using my microphone right now. I'm using the phone speakers, and the speakers are facing towards the air vents, so I probably have to speak a little louder than usual, but it's fine, I can work with it. I don't know what happened last night. Trying to merge out. Last night what happened was I took a nap when en route to picking up my sibling from work, and my parent was driving, and I guess I took a nap for too long. Usually for a power nap, you're only supposed to nap for about 20 to half an hour. I napped for way over, I know that for a fact. I probably napped for over 40 minutes. And that gave me a headache. And then, about 2 hours later, the headache still didn't go away, but instead, it developed into a stomach ache. So now, not only did I have a headache now, I also got a stomach ache. Look at this traffic right here. Look at this traffic. Now this is normal in the Bay Area on 280 North, and it's probably as bad, if not worse, on the 101 highway. Back to what I was saying. For some reason, the salmon I got from, I'm pretty sure BJ's is a chain restaurant, because they also have BJ's on the East Coast as well, so that's why I know it's not just a one-off. But I got their cherry chipotle glazed salmon. I thought I had a stomach ache because I was too hungry. You know how when you have a stomach ache, it's either you ate something bad or you just didn't have enough to eat for the day, so your stomach also started, you also got a stomach ache. There's two different stomach aches, right? I thought it was the one didn't eat much, because for lunch, you guys know I had the 3 pieces of bread, which normally is enough for me, but I guess it wasn't. I had the salmon, and for some reason I still felt like crap at the very end. I sat there for a good half hour. Even my sibling, at the time, she was gaming on her phone. She asked me if I was okay, and I said, I don't know, like, give me a few minutes and I'll see. Sat there for a half hour, and then I just realized it wasn't getting any better, so I just went and knocked out. But I only wanted to knock out for a few hours. What ended up happening was I knocked out from 8 to 12 because I went to sleep at around 8 p.m. Woke up at 12, only for like 5 minutes, and then went back to sleep until like 5 a.m. Woke up again, and then woke up at 7. So combined, I probably got about 12 hours of sleep, which basically almost never happens to me unless I'm really sick. I was supposed to upload another video onto TikTok, but because of that, I didn't. I was planning on doing it right before I went to sleep. As you guys know, that did not end up happening. So that was my story, and I do feel much better now. The headache is still kind of on the surface, but I think as I go on with my day, it'll get better. This is for TikTok. I do go to De Anza College. Someone did ask me. Yes, I do go to De Anza Community College in Cupertino in the Bay Area. I actually dropped out for 2 years to work. Before that, I was a photography and or graphics design major. So I went to school for 2 years for that, and then I decided to stop and start working. And then now I decided to go back to school to pursue a different degree, either doing psychology or communications, because I realized a lot of people actually, as the world evolves, as social media and social medium becomes a bigger and bigger part of our lives, that means a lot more chaos. And I just am really interested in how, the human species is evolving around social media, and how that is making an impact on different people. Some people thrive off of social media, some people get depressed and even commit suicide because of social media, and I've seen a lot of cases where it was either reported on the news or case studies were done about it. So to me, it's just a very interesting, topic as a whole. Oh, and for those wondering, this right here is downtown. So, Starbucks. So, I'm driving on the outskirts of downtown actually right now. And this guy is not even checking traffic. But yeah, so this is... I don't know what this guy's doing. You guys just got a glimpse of what downtown is, even though I was on the outskirts of it. Maybe later down the line in the future, when the family goes to have dinner or whatever in downtown, I'll get another video. If it's not for dropping my sibling and my parent off at work in downtown, I usually never come this way or even hang out in this area. I'm usually on the other side of town. Just left the house, did mobile ordering. So now and I actually brought the 3.5mm to lightning adapter, so I'm using the microphone now. But did mobile ordering, and now I'm gonna head there. Again, different Starbucks, not the one that I've been going to the last quarter. This one I can pick up Starbucks and then get right onto the highway. And I guess just chill at school until class starts, because right now it's 10:35. So what I'm guessing is I'll get to school by like 11 o'clock latest, and yeah, just sit in the car for about 10 minutes. The previous class actually gets out right when our class starts, or a tiny bit before, for us to get, situated in before class starts. Just got the Starbucks. For whatever reason, when I placed my mobile order, it said prep time was about 8 to 10 minutes. But now when I went to refresh, it's now telling me 11 to 14 minutes, which means I'm going to be cutting it close and getting to school at 11, because I know for a fact, and this has happened twice now, Monday and Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. There's going to be a lot of cars on the off-ramp getting off onto Stevens Creek. That's going to take another, 5 minutes. And I have to get off. The class starts at 11:30, which means I have until roughly 11:15 to get there, because another 5 minutes to find parking. And then I guess walking down there by 11:20. It's whatever. I'll figure it out, because I keep forgetting the class before us doesn't get out until about 11:20, 11:25. And yesterday I was standing there for a solid maybe 5-10 minutes. We will just have to wait and see. I just looked at the playback, and for some reason I really can't get the angle correct. So am I supposed to aim this way? Because I watched the playback, and it's as if I'm tipping the phone now too far up. So is it... I'm literally experimenting as I'm recording this, and I'm probably going to post this online as well. So, because I had the phone angled this way, which means my head was almost getting cut off from the bottom, not from the top this time, but from the bottom. So I'm gonna... Let's see if this is square. I'm gonna watch the playback again. This is kind of confusing, but apparently I have to angle the phone a little bit to my left, because I got the angle correct in the previous clip, but now I'm trying to get my head in the center of the frame, so which means I might actually have to angle the phone a little to your right, I think. But this should be perfect right here. I just gotta remember that. Here's what's funny. So I go down, right, despite telling me that there was still a 7 to 10 minute wait, I decided to just walk down and, just to be there when my drink is done. And surprisingly, look what I'm holding. I literally walk in and my drink is already standing on the counter, so I don't know what happened, but apparently it was already done. So anyways, looking behind me right now, I know you guys are looking at the sun, and I'm sorry about that, but it's a little cloudy today. I originally had planned on going to Best Buy after class just to see which camera records in 240 frames per second. But if it rains, I don't know if I will go. And I also figured out something really weird, is that if I'm using the Joby window suction cup mount, I don't have to angle the phone as much, whereas if I'm filming with my arm right now, because I didn't bring the mounts down with me, I do have to angle the phone a little slightly upwards. So this might be the correct angle. If I'm wrong, then I'm gonna laugh at myself in the captions when I'm editing. But when I'm holding the phone, or when the phone is mounted actually on the Joby suction cup mount, technically it would be up here, so I guess I won't have to angle the phone as far up. So it's kind of interesting that a difference in maybe a foot in height changes the way how I have to film in terms of the angle. So yeah, I just thought that was really interesting. Got to school, it's around 11. The WRX that was parked on the bottom there on Monday and Tuesday is actually parked in that spot that I was parking in, so, but it's okay because I got the other corner spot. Today there's a lot more cars. There's this M3 right there, and then there's two WRXs. There's one there, and there's one there. There's that Civic Si, right, where's my finger, right there. There's that really clean looking LS, I think? Yeah, it should be LS, and then the Maserati, both with wheels actually. If I had to be honest though, I'm thinking there's a lot more cars parked down below. Funny thing, I didn't realize I left my phone at 2x digital zoom. I might include some footage in there, but I don't know yet, just in case. What I was saying was it might rain today, and just because of that, I think there's not actually going to be that many cars parked on top floor. I won't know until around 12:30 because class ends at 12:20. I don't get in my car until 12:30, and it's going to take 5 to 10 minutes to get out of this parking structure in general. We will just have to see. I just actually checked the footage with filming on the Joby suction cup versus back at Starbucks when I was filming, just, you know, using my arm. And now I realize how high profile it is vlogging and walking around with a standard size DSLR. I don't know how Casey Neistat does it, and you know, a lot bigger YouTubers do it who use a standard DSLR. I mean, I know they also use a tripod, which means I don't know how high you have to hold the tripod with your phone or with your DSLR camera in order to get your whole head in the frame. You would basically be calling attention to yourself and not, you know, if you wanted to be low-key, it's pretty much impossible to be low-key. This by itself, this Joby window suction cup mount with my phone on it, already calls enough attention, because as I'm walking, even from my car to this building right here, as soon as I get out of the classroom, like when I'm in the classroom, I already take my phone and my suction cup mount out, and people are already staring. So I could not imagine when I get my laptop and when I bring out the A6000, how high key it will actually look. It might just about do it. I'm not too sure yet. We'll just have to see what happens. My laptop should be here soon. It's Wednesday. I'm guessing it'll be here by either Friday or Saturday, in which case I'm still going to be filming with my phone to some extent, but then I can move everything into Premiere Pro. As far as continuing the transitions, you know, from like swiping left to right or whatever, those creative transitions, I don't know if I will still do it, because truth be told, sometimes I forget which side I transition from. Say if I'm transitioning from my right to my left, sometimes I'll forget. In the next video clip, I will literally go from left to right. So that's why when I was filming on my A6000 back in October, there were times when I didn't do the transitions because I would literally forget which side I transition, or where I start the transition from and where I end it. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do. I guess it would be easier if I transition from, I guess, top to bottom or from bottom to up, but I don't know yet. Days like this where it's partially cloudy, I really dislike, because I don't like cold and I don't like the rain. Those are two different types of weathers that I absolutely do not like, because I don't like driving in the rain and I don't like being cold. So I'm a very complicated person, but that's just the way I am. I actually just realized something, and for this I'm going to be in the car. I don't want my to be kicked. The driver's actually in the truck I don't know about the CRV, but look at how they're parked. Well, the truck started it first, but look at that CRV. I'm gonna kind of aim to the right. That way I hope they don't see that I'm recording them, but look at the CRV. Like how, see, this is the reason why I park away from everyone, but that's if my car can fit. You guys all know I can't drive my Miata in the rain. There's a hole in the convertible top. This is my parents' car. I'm not trying to get my parents' car door dinged at all, but you got people like this who just don't give a and park with a third of the car over the lane. It's a waste of 4 spots when technically you can fit another, 2 cars right beside them. That's why I don't like community college, or one of the reasons why I don't like community college. Like I said on Monday, people cannot drive. Literally, people cannot drive and people cannot park. They park however they want and just don't care. This guy with the WRX, honestly, if one day you see this video, dude, your rear end looks gorgeous. I like the ductless spoiler and the diffuser. Also the taillights, I know those are aftermarket. Instead I'm parked here, look at how much space is in between the tire and the wheel, or the wheel and the curb. If it's one thing I had to give thanks to from working at Lexus, it's training and learning how to park. Before I worked at Lexus, my parking was horrendous. Well, not horrendous, but it was average. It was okay, right? Just as good as all the residents in Cupertino. Only having worked at Lexus for, a year, I improved on parking a lot. And this took me one try, just one try. Just had to nail the location of the rear tire with the corner of this curb. And then I was just able to, back in. And the good thing about working at a dealership is you get to learn how to park head in and back in at any angle. You just have to look and I guess get the right setup in a sense, and you can pretty much back in or go head in into any spot. There's the Rolls Royce parked right there. I can actually see there was someone in the both passenger and the driver's seat, so I know they were here last quarter. I've seen their car before, and there's also, well, there used to be a pink R8 that used to come here. I don't know exactly where they went. They might have already graduated, but I know Alex and I have seen a lot of exotic cars here. He's seen a F12. I don't remember what other Ferrari he's seen here before, but I know for a fact that there's a F12, that Rolls Royce. There's been, I think, a Gallardo, but don't remember which quarter that was. If I think of any other exotic cars, then I will mention it in this video. And look at that, another Miata. Just got to Best Buy after getting out of class. Gonna go see what kind of cameras they have that can record 1080 by 240 frames per second. It's a little chilly. I left my jacket in the trunk, so might come back to the car after I shop around Best Buy to get my jacket, because might be picking up lunch actually right by the counter. Unfortunately, Pluto's closed a few months back, so can't really get salad there. So my next best bet is, I actually forgot what the place is called, but it's some kind of, I think, Mexican restaurant. And then after or before that, I'm going to go to Blue Bottle and get myself a cafe mocha. Hopefully that doesn't make me crash later this afternoon. It might be over my caffeine intake for one day, but we will just have to see what happens. The most basic camera that I can get that supports 1080 by 240 is Brian's GoPro 7 Black. So Best Buy has it for $330, but I know for a fact that there's got to be someone out there on Craigslist selling it for half the price. So my plan is to just pick one up for cheap and just use it for minor cinematic scenes that I would want to record in 240, because 120 for me is not slow enough. I like the super slow motion, and that's why I'm waiting for my laptop to get in. But in the meantime, I'm picking up one of these because I might be having a surprise coming in. Well, surprise for me coming in this weekend. I know for a fact that this current phone mount will not support it. It's not big enough, so I'm gonna need this. Now, I guess I'm done with my searching and going to go and pick up lunch. I absolutely did not realize this when getting lunch first, is that I'm gonna be carrying this bag right here when going to Blue Bottle. Should have thought of that earlier. It's a bit of a pain to be standing in line for a cup of coffee when you're carrying your lunch in a gigantic bag. Also just realized after getting this mount and having this suction cup mount, both companies are actually from Joby, which means I can pretty much safely mount this onto the windshield or the window, angle the rear camera to my face, and not have to worry about it flying off the windshield or window. Just got my coffee. I did get a cafe latte, and it's $5.25, basically the price of a grande from Starbucks. But what I realized is, for some reason, I don't know what Starbucks' recipe for a cafe latte is, but Blue Bottle definitely does make it a lot better. It tastes better too. To me personally, it doesn't have that bitter taste like how Starbucks makes their lattes. So even if I am paying for a grande size from Starbucks, even though this is a tall size, I guess the $1 extra would make it worth it, because it does actually taste better in my opinion, to me personally. So heading home now, gonna put these videos into iMovie. Honestly, I might just end the video right now, but might do some slow motion clips on the way back home. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Car's over there, but then as I'm walking, I see this thing. Oh, and also clean IS right there. But this thing is definitely something else. I don't know my Porsche classics. I'm pretty sure this is a Porsche. But look how short this thing is. But at the same time, I also love it because this has history written all over it. I can't really zoom in because other hand is holding the coffee, but wow. Look at the actually, you know what? Let me set my coffee on the ground. Look at the dash. That is just insane. There's no badges or anything either around the car. But wow.